The Chicago Bears are a couple weeks away from the start of mini camp, and a lot of additions are now on the team. And it's mailbag day. So on today's topic, me and C Dub gotta talk about it. Which veteran, whether they been here or not, do we think is gonna have the biggest impact for the Chicago Bears this upcoming season? I got mine. C Dub got his. We gonna hear from y'all as well. Y'all know we gonna talk about it and break it all down right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by C Dub. And y'all know we locked in and loaded. So if you're tuned in, hit that like button and subscribe. C Dub, what's the word?
What's the word, nephew? We back at it. Bear season is right around the corner, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, but you got to hit a couple blocks first, maybe turn right, and then hit
Stop at
that
the candy
corner.
lady. Stop at the
Yeah,
candy
yeah,
lady.
yeah.
The liquor store and shit.
That's a better stop. You know what I'm saying? Get your chili cheese Fritos, your flaming hots, your hot country curls, whatever you gonna get. But definitely make sure you stop at the candy lady too. I ain't gonna hold you now. For real, I ain't gonna hold you now. But let's get into it, brother. But hey, we got the Chicago Bears, man. This offseason has been an exciting one. 3-time offseason champs. Hell, y'all talking about. But nonetheless, we picked up some really good additions. Guys like Grady Jarrett, Joe Thuney, my man Drew Dalman, Jonah Jackson, just to name a few additions. But we already had some solid veterans on the squad already. Your Cole Kmet, your DJ Moores, and the list can go on and on and on. But in your personal opinion, for the Chicago Bears to be successful, who do you believe is going to have the biggest impact?
Well, this was a great question. I'm glad that you brought it up, nephew. And when I look to bring my answer out to the forefront, I had to think first. It gotta be a defensive player, right? So I looked up on the defensive line, and I knew that Montez Sweat ain't have been having the greatest a couple of years. But that's too much of a sure thing. I pretty much counting on Montez Sweat to have a bounce back year. I just know just the type of individual he is. But the guy in DJ Moore, kind of like he kind of more of an enigma to me. Uh, Last year, I think was the worst year of his career, especially if you look on net average per reception. It was his lowest in his career at 9.9 per catch. Um, just the body language, some of the things he said before, some of the things he said in the media. Uh, were not really good things. So I'm looking for DJ Moore to make a big impact on the field and off the field, as he is now the undisputed leader of the wide receiver room now that Keenan Allen is out of their locker room. No more do they can they look to Keenan Allen when they look to your side and you got a little tizzy fit attitude. Now they're gonna be looking at you, DJ Moore, and you must set the example with your play and with your leadership off the field. So DJ Moore is my answer.
I ain't mad at it. I think DJ Moore, I think that the season was still relatively solid, but not up to the expectations of what we thought where DJ Moore was going to give us at least, or give not just us, but give Caleb Williams. So I'm not mad at that. And I expect the impact, to your point, to be felt because Ben Johnson called him out on his shit. And that's why I respect Ben Johnson, at least early on. We still going to see if Ben Johnson can hold his own when the season rolls around. But I think the guy that's gonna have the greatest impact, I was real close to picking Joe Thuney. But I think that for the sake of us, it has to be Drew Dalman, the
Yeah.
center. Simply because not only are you a veteran, not only are you one of the best in the league at your respective position, This offensive line has to improve. This offensive line has to be one of the better groups in the NFL. I'm not saying it has to be top five. I'm not saying it has to be top one. I'm not saying that, but it has to be close to top 10. If it's not, you know what I'm saying? If it's not 15, okay, cool. But you got to be up there and be one of those intricate parts to the offensive line and help these guys get this shit together. And I think that with a young quarterback like Caleb Williams, he needs that veteran presence in his ear coming from the center spot. Hey, Caleb, you calling out this pressure? I'm seeing it. I seen it plenty of times. We need to shift this line this way. And I definitely don't need to see Drew Dalman on his back like as many times as we seen Coleman Shelton on his back this past season. We definitely need Drew Dalman to make sure all the other four guys on the line that's going to be on both sides of them is ready to rock and roll and be able to keep Caleb Williams upright so Caleb Williams can go do what we believe he can do. Ultimately, it's on Caleb Williams to get the job done, but I always believe, at least right now, and standing on business, this offensive line, the season's gonna be predicated on the trenches, not just Drew Dalman in the offensive line, but that defensive line got to show up too. But I think that if we want to win games, it has to start with Drew Dalman making sure that his guys are ready to roll with the punches on that offensive line.
I don't have no problem with anything you said. I just got a problem with this that you missing words with your expectations of this offensive line. We just added a Pro Bowler and two solidified professional linemen. Added on to I think a special right tackle, and it's going to be a competition for that left tackle to let the best man win. I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say it should be a top 10 offensive line. You do not have to mince your words.
Hey, I'm just saying I gotta wait. Cause he fuck up, boy. But I ain't gonna lie, I was real close to picking Joe Tooney though. I don't think it's that far, like a huge gap between the importance of Dahlman and Joe Tooney, simply because Joe Tooney with that championship experience, I think if Braxton Jones start, Joe Tooney helps him. If Ozzie starts, Joe Tooney helps him. I was real close because to picking Joe Tooney because that left side, Caleb Williams blind side, it has to be protected at all costs. I was real close to picking him. I throw that out there for sure.
Yeah, so that yeah, you can't miss with the offensive line, obviously, and it's the one group that most of the Chicago Bears fans are going to pay most of their attention to when the season kicks off. But y'all need to pay attention to DJ Moore and the maturity, the maturing that it's about that time too. 7 year, 7 year, right? It's time for you to be the mature one. You start taking the young fellas under your wing, showing them the ropes, but also proving it on the field with your play. So you ain't no YN no more, DJ.
Oh my God.
Fuck. You
y'all,
ain't no YN no
y'all
more.
know, y'all just don't know how much I hate the two letters put together in YN.
We
But
can
we
say it
ain't,
though.
nah, yeah, we just gonna move on. We ain't even gotta get into it.
Me and you.
I just hate it. I hate it.
Fuck.
I don't know what bozo came up with it, but the bozo can take it back. I ain't gonna lie.
I
I
know what
just
you're
hate
saying.
it.
I
I
feel
just
you.
hate it. That's just me. But that's another topic for another day.
Mhm.
C Dub, I'm giving you two options before we move into the voicemail. This should be fun. And my people that's listening, y'all chime in. It's caveats to this, but you don't get the second part until you answer the first part. First part, Caleb Williams, 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, or 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Which one you picking?
Second.
The 4,100?
Yes.
You just got yourself a wild card berth.
What the fuck happened? What the hell just happened just
You
right
just
now?
got yourself a wild card berth because if you would have picked 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, you would have won you a playoff game.
Wait, go there. Get that shit on
hey,
a
hey,
Cracker Jack box or some
hey,
shit.
we bringing this shit all for the rest of the for the rest of the off season. You pick your poison,
Well,
goddamn.
you get your Cracker Jack box. The fuck?
That's a little fun to get y'all to laugh and stuff. Hey, but hey, hey, I should have played the Jeopardy music. Maybe we might have to
That would have
include
been
that. Hit
better.
y'all in
Yeah.
with that.
What the fuck, bro?
Hey, you find out what it is. This is definitely a Jack in the Box type of act. You feel me?
No,
But
bro.
hey, let's go ahead and get into the voicemail bag, man. The best part of the damn day, every time we do this, is always listening to y'all. And if you are a person that listens to us frequently, chime in. We would love to hear your thoughts and your voices for the first time. And just call in, state your name, let us know you're a first time caller, and give us a tape. We want to hear from y'all. We still love the people that's been calling, but see, Dub, we got some people that ain't called in a while, but
Oh,
not the first person. We're gonna start it off with my man's Keys, and then we're gonna start it off and jump with some people that ain't called in a while. Here it
bro.
is, man. The first one is from Keys.
Keys.
Yo, 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 what's up, guys? It's your boy Keys on this lovely Thursday afternoon. Hope all is well with you and yours. So let's get to it. Um, been seeing the discussions, and it looks like the rankings. I call it, I guess they call it ranking season right now. But the rankings have been coming out left and right about who's the best quarterback in the NFC, best running backs, and da 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 da. Me personally, I don't care for too many rankings. It is interesting to see and then we had the top 100 coming out, which Hayes, I watched the episode, phenomenal job talking about the things. Even loved the voicemail from Darius where he mentioned about Montez Sweat and not having a presence with more help. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think Deo is, I don't know, man. I think he's going to probably give us about 7 sacks this year. Montez, he got to get at least 8. But onto that, I did some research, Hayes, and I looked at the stats of Jared Goff from his first year with Ben Johnson when he was his offensive coordinator. Now that was the season before they made the playoffs where they finished 9-8 and they had those I think it was 6 out of the last 8 games or something like that where they won them. But his stats, he went up in passing yards for over almost 1,200 passing yards, 10 more touchdowns, and 1 less interception. The stats are very comparable. I know you're gonna do your research and look at it, but the stats that Caleb had versus what Jared Goff had, Caleb had better stats, more touchdowns, less interceptions, more yards passed. But it was kind of similar record with the team. But if we can get that production with Caleb, and where their ESPN or the NFL is predicting him to have over 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns, if we can get him, and I did the numbers, it's like close to 4,800 passing yards. If he can get that, along with 30 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions, MVP talks. Most improved player in the NFL. That's what I would call it. Long as we make the playoffs, at the end of the day, like Bobby say, put it on wax and win. We can make the playoffs, and he put up them type of stats. Man, I'm all for it. I've even been one to say I truly believe he's going to pass for 4,000 and have 30 touchdowns, and it's going to be a more efficient offense. And with all of the weapons that's helping him, man. But let me know what you guys think. As always, shout out up, air down.
Shout out to my man's Keys. See, Dub, I'm finna go real quick. If Caleb Williams in this season with 4,800 yards, I think that's an NFC North win. That's just me.
No,
I
bro.
think that's enough to win an NFC North. And that's just blindly going ahead and saying it. That 4,800 yards, that means he kicking ass. That's almost 5,000 yards.
That's crazy work.
That means Caleb Williams is kicking ass, especially with my expectations with that defense. Shit.
My goodness.
Yeah. Sign me up. Hold on, but I gotta, hey, boy, what? What? I'm at a loss for words. C Dub, go ahead.
um, First of all, let's just make sure everybody get this straight. Caleb Williams is better than Jared Goff and absolutely anything that has to do with quarterbacking.
He's more
Jared Goff,
talented.
the only thing Jared Goff got on Caleb is height. He's just taller than Caleb. But anything that has to do with quarterbacking, even putting on your uniform, he doesn't do it better than Caleb Williams.
Get the fuck.
Just look at the first year with Ben Johnson. for Jared Goff, which was fantastic. Set up 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 111 passer rating. Now just imagine what a guy that's unbelievably better than him in every foreseeable fashion is going to do with Ben Johnson. I'll let you sit and marinate on that.
I can't. More talented. I'm with that. Better. We gotta see it. We gotta
Better,
see it first. More
better. I'll say
talented.
better,
I'm gonna. We know you going home. I'm saying more
better.
talented. Hey, but it is what it is. It's not a debate show. We gonna keep it pushing. We gonna keep it pushing. All right. Hey, I ain't mean to hold you, my guy. We about to call up on the podium, but my man's had one that came in before yours, but we got you. Welcome back to the goddamn voice line. Is Bishop? Is Bishop? I don't even know if
Bishop.
that. I don't even know. But hey, we finna hear this next one from Bishop. Step up to the podium, my guy. Here it is.
Hey, Cognac Boys, Steve-O. Brothers, listen, man, keep doing what you're doing. Just a few comments because I haven't called in some time. This is Bishop Light in the AZ. 3 points. What do you think about how the team is going to adjust with new coaching, new members, and dealing with that team concept under pressure? How are they going to adjust? That's the first question. Then the second question is this. Do you agree or disagree that nobody can accurately predict what the Bears are going to do this season simply because it just doesn't make sense? And lastly, I believe that the coaching, we have elite coaching. We are now building the right team together and the people. But of course, they have to gel and so forth and so on. And that we finally can be in a position not only to beat the Bears, but to take the North. But my thought is simply this. Do you agree or disagree that it's possible between this season and next season that the Bears will become a much better team overall? Uh, just want to hear your thoughts. This is Bishop Lott, AZ, Chicago up, Bear down. Thanks. Shalom, brothers.
Shout out to you, my brother Bishop. C Dub, take it away. 3 questions.
Hey, shout out to Bishop. You got some very nuanced and some deep questions you got there. First off, let's tackle if somebody can predict what the Bears or any NFL team can do in the upcoming season. Well, I think that you can. You can take a hypothesis. That's an educated guess. You can look who's on the team, what type of talents those players on team can do, and you can look at the strategy and the coaching acumen of the head coach of said team, and then you can make an educated guess. So it is a possibility for you to do that. When I look into the future and say if the Chicago Bears can be a good team in the future, you can look at some of the moves the Chicago Bears have made, and you could say they got a good head start into the future. You look at the quarterback, Caleb Williams. Look at the wide receiver, Roma Dunzier. You can look at the defensive side of young players like Jaquan Brisker. You can look at young players like Kyler Gordon. That's definitely future. When you say names like that, this future. That's youth. They under the age of 25, 26 years old. And the first question I forgot because it was
Adjustment.
and
How would they adjust throughout the season, pretty much?
how would the Chicago Bears adjust through the season? Uh, it's going to be pretty much going to be day to day or game to game learning for me. I did watch a lot of Detroit Lions games. That's the best case we can get a grasp of how Ben Johnson's team is going to be, because that's when you when ask this question, you just definitely can go directly to the coach with Ben Johnson. I would have to see a wait and see all the shit that I've seen in the mini camps, and it looks like he's just trying to turn around the the culture of the Chicago Bears. And I think he's doing a good job of doing that, and adjustments for a team throughout the season. I'm gonna have to wait and see though. I'm gonna have to wait and see.
For sure. I think that was well said. For me, number one, with the adjustments, I think that it is on a game to game basis, but let's just say for the sake of discussion, you do have a 2-game losing streak. What do you go in the lab and do to make sure that your guys are prepared to not lose 3 games in a row? I think it's very, very possible for the Chicago Bears team to adjust correctly, but I think this is the caveat, or that may be something that you cannot let happen if you are Ben Johnson. After that Washington game, the Chicago Bears season was not over, and they pretty much punted the season. That's just how I look at it. So if you go on, and let's just say in the middle of the season, you lose to Baltimore, you lose to the Bengals, and then you start gearing up for those late November games, those late December games. You got to understand in your mind that there's still season left, and it's going to be imperative that Ben Johnson and his coaching staff absolutely ensures that these players know, don't fucking fold on yourself and don't quit on yourself. So they could very well adjust, but to C-Dub's point, we got to wait and see what type of players we got in this locker room this season, because last year was last year, but this season is different. And then I do agree with you that you can't really, I agree with what you said, Bishop. You can't really predict what a team is going to do. But to C Dub's point, with certain head coaches and certain teams that's already established, you kind of have an idea how they're going to operate. For i.e., the Kansas City Chiefs, you know, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes going to come out here and put in some work. Whether they're going to go out there and go to another Super Bowl, or, you know what I'm saying, just make the playoffs, you can't really determine that. But you know they're going to make it hard for any team to beat them. Same thing can be said about Tom Brady and the Patriots. You knew that motherfucker, if he get in the playoffs, you gotta fight your tail off just to beat him. So I think there's some you can lean either way into that depending on how you want to address that. And then the expectation moving forward, I think it's still a bit early to see the trajectory of the Chicago Bears. But I think that right now the foundation is good. But C-Dub said something that I really, really thought about it. He said something a while ago. He was saying that all that in your face coaching, if it don't result in wins, it don't mean shit. Now, if you in their face and you doing good clock management after they playing their ass off, they gonna play for you. But if they playing their ass off and you turn into Matt Eberflus, your players gonna quit on you. So it's all gonna be dependent on them. But I am predicting that the Chicago Bears will have sustained success, and it starts this season.
Bro.
But hey, we get into this next one. We ain't heard from my man from the low end from a minute. This next one is from Meezy.
Meezy.
Yo, what's the word, man? It's Meezy G from the low end again, man. I know I ain't called in a minute. I definitely been watching, keeping up with everything. I just ain't been calling in because, it's been downtown a little bit. But I'm going to get straight to it. I know I ain't got that long. How would y'all feel about a season where we win 7 and 9 games, but our losses be like real competitive games where it's either some bogus officiating or some weather issues, or like you really put like a fight up against good teams like Kansas City's, the Eagles, you really get them a run for their money. How would y'all feel about that? And the second part of this question, with how hard the schedule is, how would y'all feel if we squeeze 12, 13 games out? Wins with how hard the schedule is. Because I feel like if we had the schedule from last year with Ben Johnson, I feel like it would have been obvious that we had to win. But, we got a lot of playoff teams on the schedule this year, But how would y'all feel about that? Because in my opinion, if we squeeze out 12, 13, 11 some wins with this hard schedule, we got to really like turn it up fans to be like, all right, we need to be looking at that Super Bowl. Because if we start beating good teams, the real contenders, then I ain't trying to wait 2-3 years for no rebuild and all this. I ain't trying to do it. We trying to win now, like no wait. So what I'm saying, that's it. Kept it simple today. I just want to know y'all opinion on how that sounds. You know what I'm saying? Chicago up, bear down.
Hell of a voicemail from Meezy. Shout out to you, and shout out to Low End. Shout out to my people from 4448. Hell is you talking about? It's cracking. But anyway, hey, first question. How do I feel if the Chicago Bears finish between 7 and 9 games and they lose a couple close ones? I think I'll be all right, but it depends how they lose. Now, if you lose by getting your ass blown out and you doing a bunch of dumb stuff to end games, I'm going to still be ticked off and be like, okay, what was the point of all this hard coaching and what the hell happened? I'm going to be trying to figure that out. But if we get 11, 12, 13 wins, hey, hey, because C-Dub, that means we beat teams on the thing like Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay, obviously. That means we beat them. That means we possibly beat teams like Washington, Baltimore, the Bengals, the Steelers. Ah, ah. I'm with Measy, bro. I can't jump to the Super Bowl, but I expect at least one or possibly two playoff victories. Like, if that happens, that because bro, your schedule tough and you playing these teams on the road. You're playing Washington on the road. You're playing Baltimore on the road. You're playing Cincinnati on the road. You're going against the Eagles on the road. If you win some of those games, you're battle tested. You can't be one playoff win like the Detroit Lions, one playoff game like the Detroit Lions and get bounced at home. You got to win some playoff games. That's my expectation if that happens. But don't get me too excited.
Oh, bro. Shout out to my man Measy, right?
Yeah.
Measy. If we was to only get 7 or 9 wins next season, I'll be supremely disappointed. I'll be pissed the fuck off, to tell you the truth, because one of two things could probably be the reason we 7 and 9. And the way that you said we lose and be competitive, and we lose it at the end or lose close games. The first reason I'll be pissed is because that's the reason Ben Johnson is coached, to change the culture, like the end of game coaching, decision making at the end of the game. When you say you losing games, close games, that's decision making at the end of the game. So also, if it's not that, then Caleb Williams is not playing pretty well. Caleb Williams is not playing well, and I ain't nobody in Chicago gonna be happy about that.
Facts.
And just to throw the icing on top, nobody's to win in this division, in this North Division, and to go to the playoffs. You're gonna have to get double-digit wins. You're gonna have to get double-digit wins, I think. And I think if the Bears, to the second part of your question, if they can get 12, 13 wins, oh my goodness, bro. You got to watch out because
bro gonna be losing his mind.
Because it's going to be a new type of team. You got a new inventive coach in Ben Johnson, and you got a fresh, spanking, talented, supremely talented, talking maybe one of the best. He got best in the league type talent in Caleb Williams. It can be special, and it can be damn near unstoppable. Last time we seen it was Peyton Manning and what's the brother that's coaching him? I forgot the brother's name.
Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy. Well, but Tony Dungy was a defensive coach, but he was a fresh coach, and you had a young quarterback coming into his own, and he just tore the league up. So that's why I'm going 7 and 9 is not acceptable. I'm gonna be pissed the fuck off.
Ooh wee. But hey, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all killing it. This voicemail. C-Dub, we get into this last one. We black yet again. This last one is from Marifa Asa.
Marifa.
Bobby. C-Dub. Hey. You cognac boy. What's happening, fellas? It's your man, Marifa Asa. Black yet again, man. Listen. Hey, man. I want to tell you why Ben Johnson being in the Chicago Bears head coach is one of the best things the Bears have ever done in franchise history. Now, they married him with a number 1 overall pick, quarterback Caleb Williams. Now, you're looking at the entire NFL head coaching offensive scheme, and the top 10 are averaging 27 points a game. Okay? We're talking about the Giants in the game. Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Mike Shanahan, John Payton, Kevin O'Connell, Liam Collins, Zach Taylor. And even though he ain't no head coach, Cliff Kingsbury is on that list. And that's about 7 or 8 candidates right there that's in the top 10 that's averaging 27 points a game. The Lions last year was on that list, and you already know who was leading that offensive powerhouse over there. That's our guy, Ben Johnson. So I expect nothing less than 30 points a game being averaged by the Chicago Bears. Okay? Nothing less. Because Ben Johnson is in the top 10 of offensive geniuses in the entire NFL. There's 32 other teams out there, okay? And we got one of the top 10 offensive geniuses as our head coach. And think about this as well. We got Eric Bieniemy in the building, who is also an offensive genius who won multiple Super Bowls with the Kansas City Chiefs under Andy Reid. I'm sure he's going to be able to share some of his play calls with Ben Johnson. Okay? They're going to be talking and sharing notes and comparing. I'm pretty sure. Okay? So look here, man. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I got a place to go. Got peach seat. But you know what I'm saying before I leave? It's Chicago up. Hey, baby. FTV. Let's go.
Hey, shout out to my man, my Reefer. C-Dub, what you got for us?
Hey man, shout out to Marifa. I only got two things to say. I agree with everything you said about the Bears and Ben Johnson being that much of an offensive genius. I do want to say this. I call myself as a Bears fan a traditionalist progressive Chicago Bears fan, nephew. I like to like let's like give us some respect, bro. Like, bro, that ain't the best thing that ever happened to the Chicago Bears is hiring Ben Johnson, bro. We've drafted Dick Buckets. We've drafted um Urlacher. We drafted Walter Payton. We drafted Gale Sayers. We won a Super Bowl. It's so much history, bro. We ain't gotta like shoot down all our history. That's just me being the Chicago Bears traditionalist progressive fan. Go ahead, nephew.
I'm not mad at it. Hey, my Reefer, I love the energy. But I gotta side with Unc on this, and I like to disagree because the arguments go on forever. But nonetheless, I can't say it's the best thing that happened until he brings some big ass tall silver trophy through Hallis Hall in the city of Chicago this big. I can't say it's the best thing that happened, and I'm not saying just one, multiple.
Yep.
We need multiple because I feel like hiring Lovie Smith was one of the best things that happened to the Chicago Bears. He got us to the Super Bowl. Hiring Mike Dicker was a good thing. He got us a championship. To C-Dub's point, drafting all these Hall of Fame players was some really great things. But I don't recall, other than Papa Bear, a coach coming in winning multiple Super Bowls. I can't side with you on this one, big dog. But I think it's a good look right now. But let's just say, for the sake of discussion, throughout Ben Johnson is here in 10 years and he win 3. Then we can give him that label. But I can't give it to him prematurely, bro. I can't.
Oh man, you just think about the coaches. He got to pass Mike Dicker. He got a George Hallis. He got fucking Lovie Smith. He got all these coaches he got to pass, bro, before he say he the greatest thing back in. He maybe the most exciting. Like I'll give you that. He
I
the most
did. Most
exciting.
exciting, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
to
that's
come
fair.
into that. But come on, we got a lot of history. We the charter franchise, Marifa, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, bro. Give me some of that you was smoking. It's time. It's time.
We did something, bro. We did something, bro.
For real. We
In
ain't the
100-something years.
goddamn. We ain't the New York Jets or the Cincinnati people. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Yeah, we got a little history. Damn. We got a
Yeah.
little something to be proud of. Damn.
Man, we had Jim McMahon, nigga. What the fuck?
We had Jay Cutler. No, I'm
Jay
just
Cutler, nigga.
fuck
What?
out of here.
Oh yeah, Eric Bieniemy, bro. Everybody stop saying that like a flex, bro. 'Cause I still got questions, bro.
That's a flex.
Eric
Yeah,
Bieniemy ain't no
hell of a
flex.
He a hell of a OC, bro. You
Well,
tweaking.
to be determined. Like, bro, why the fuck you ain't got no coaching job yet? That's I need that
Because he
question
an
answered.
asshole.
No, I need that question answered, bro.
Because he's an asshole. The answer was called for you when fucking Ron Rivera was like, yeah, some of the players are complaining that they coaching him too hard. Get that soft ass shit out of my face. I don't want to hear that in
Why we
football.
automatically say it's the player's fault now?
The head coach said it.
He ain't coaching there no more.
The head coach said
Is
it.
that motherfucker coaching there still?
The head coach said it.
Answer my question.
I'm saying the head coach said it.
Can you
And how
answer my
good?
question?
I got examples. How good was Shady McCoy?
Really
Eric
good.
Bieniemy coached him. How good is Adrian Peterson?
Really good.
Coached him. How many rings Eric Bieniemy got? 3. I ain't gonna put the whole offense on Eric Bieniemy, but what Andy Reid told us, Eric Bieniemy called the plays when they won some of them
Nagy
championships.
got a coaching job before he did.
Because he's the nice guy.
Oh, okay. I see where you went with that.
Yeah.
I like that. That was simple, but it got me fixed real quick. Like we can even go deeper, but I don't think we can't do that on here.
Yeah, but hey, that's it for today's show, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Chicago Bears Central. Man, before y'all go, hit the comment box. Let us know how y'all feeling and let us know your feedback and your thoughts. And then if you want to be a part of the mailbag episode, the number to call in and do so is 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all already know. Chi-Town up and bet down, baby. We up out of here. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.